Hi, I'm Trickie Lopa, Deputy Editor of Vogue Philippines, and this is In Vogue. Welcome to Vogue Philippines' November issue, where we engage with diverse mediums across fashion and fine art. Through painting, weaving, sculpting, performance, and more, art reveals what endures in times of rupture. And this month, art becomes our compass, guiding us as we revisit history and recent memory with renewed vision. On the cover, we zoom into the sewn stories of Marina Cruz, one of the most important Filipino female artists working today. Known for her detailed paintings of dresses, Marina explores the timeline of her family's history through the garments they made and wore. Our cover, which features twin models Alexis and Agatha Gutierrez with Marina's art, became our way of paying tribute to her astounding work. In this main fashion story, we were inspired by a photo in her book Sandaang Damit, or 100 Dresses, where Marina returns to a pinafore dress that her grandmother sewed for her mother and aunt, who were twin sisters. What was remarkable about the dress is that it was made from chicken feed sacks, so it was circular fashion before it even became a buzzword. And when our team spent a day in Marina's studio, we had the privilege of a sneak peek into her Fractured Fabrics solo exhibit, which is currently still on view. Here, Marina shows us that in frayed textiles, clothes that are torn and mended and reworn, we find marks of frugality and resourcefulness. The lives of fabrics and family extended. Marina also extends her practice through community work, where her studio in Bulacan, Historia Studios, has a bookshop that holds weekly readings for children and only sells and publishes Filipino titles. By creating and promoting art that extends the reach of local narratives, Marina invites us to linger with objects and memories we inherit, to see the value that's found when we take a closer look. This story was written by our features editor, Audrey Carpio, with photographs by Camille Robois-Dupont and styling by Shark Tanail. For In Vogue, we feature Bali-based jewelry makers Carina Hardy and Tavish Gallagher, whose craft stems from their relationship as creative partners and as life partners. What drew us to Carina and Tavish's story is their understanding of jewelry as an art form, one that becomes complete when it speaks to or comes into conversation with the wearer. Intimacy is central to the designer. Pendants turn inwards and rings are engraved on the inside, with messages that are only visible to the wearer and to the loved ones whom they choose to share it with. While their creative synergy is paving the way for the studio's growth, their anchors remain the same: care, intimacy, and love for the people that make a place or an object feel like home. For our beauty and wellness story, we meet Stephanie Kienle Gonzalez, the president and managing director of furniture brand Philux, as she reflects on her family's move to South Africa. In this story by Tisha Almazan, we focus on a different kind of art: the art of slowing down, putting down roots, and being present with our environment. Her homes in Cape Town and Lapalala feature a full solar power system, among other green elements, to align with her advocacy for eco-conscious living. This immersion with nature is how she finds grounding on different terrain. These photos were taken by Ricardo Simal with styling by Alexander Dornelas. In our fashion editorial, as seen in Vogue Taiwan, we wore the Eastern and Oriental Express with Chloe Magno, a Filipino model and the cover star of Vogue Philippines' maiden issue. Photographed by Zhongli and styled by Chen Yu, Chloe enjoys the Belmont train's vintage elegance and modern style, while embarking on a scenic trip across peninsular Malaysia. As the landscape unfolds over the train's 3-day journey, the passage becomes the perfect opportunity to pause, savor the present, and let inspiration lead the way. In our culture section, I spoke with 2 artists who explore texture and tactility: Sheila Hicks, a pioneering figure in textile arts, and Jigger, a painter, sculptor, and drummer. At 91 years old, Sheila Hicks has dedicated her life to the possibilities of fiber through sculptural tapestries, large-scale installations, and hand-woven pieces. Born during the Great Depression, her adventurous approach to textiles grew from weaving traditions in South America And through the 70s, she found herself at the heart of the fiber art movement, whose ripple effects raised the medium to fine art. With 2 ongoing shows at SF MoMA and the Quai Branly Museum in Paris, Sheila's work resonates across borders, inviting sensory responses through form, volume, and color. It was gratifying to speak to her ahead of her upcoming shows in Japan and Shanghai, and before the launch of her Lady Dior bag for Jonathan Anderson's men's line, another of her forays into fashion. These works were photographed by Louis Boudard and Louise Zanartu. The next artist I spoke to is Jigger Cruz, a superstar among local and international art collectors. As the chaos of his studio reflects, Jigger's practice is rooted in destruction as a means to create something new. Photographed by Jason Kibilan, Jigger has a major retrospective opening this month at the Metropolitan Museum of Manila. The exhibit will showcase his career through over 50 paintings, a sound installation, and a new collection of sculptures which portray the dikit-dikit energy of his artistic journey, a journey that has taken him beyond Malabon. Also featured in this section is Joshua Serafin, a multidisciplinary Filipino artist based in Brussels. Since their performance piece Void went viral last year, Joshua has been in high demand in the institutional circuit, with their latest work joining the program of Belgium's Horst Expo. Through dance, installation, and design, Joshua explores themes of queerness and spirituality, creating performance spaces where the body is a portal between past and present, the self and the other, a tool for free expression and connection. Closing the November issue, we return to Marina Cruz, who shares her perspective that life is fragile and vulnerable and ephemeral. While the quote speaks of frailty, our stories this month remind us that art has the power to shift our point of view. From the memories that flourish through fragile garments to fabrics that create structure out of what is soft, art allows us to persist in unexpected places and find new paths that open up each time we look again. Read all these stories and more in our November issue.